Just what is it that the Conservative Party of Canada and the Conservative caucus in the House of Commons can do in a minority parliament? This is the situation in which we find ourselves now. Justin Trudeau re-elected, albeit with a minority mandate instead of a majority mandate, meaning to get through all of the policies he wants to get through, he needs buy-in from another party. Now, one of the realistic presumptions that people on the right make is that all of the left-wing parties, the NDP, the Liberals, the Bloc Québécois, the Greens, they'll all band together and the Conservatives are kind of screwed. But the reality is a little bit more complex than that. Certainly on the big spending items, it's realistic to assume that the NDP, which is a socialist party, is going to back socialist-style spending. But when it comes to other matters that are likely to come up before, there is a little bit of a development that may benefit the Conservatives. And that is that the Liberals no longer comprise the majority on committees. The opposition parties do. Remember the funny business we saw in the last Parliament during the SNC-Lavalin investigation, for example, when the Liberal majority on the Justice Committee banded together to block Jody Wilson-Raybould from coming back to testify again? Well, that couldn't happen if the opposition parties banded together themselves and decided they were going to take charge. I spoke about this with Alberta Conservative MP Arnold Viersen, asking the question of basically what the Conservatives can do and plan to do in a minority government situation as official opposition. Here's what he had to say.
We now have total control of the committee work. So where we were before had to just roll over and die because there was nothing we could do in a majority vote situation. Now, if we can get the other people on side with the Bloc and the NDP, we'll be able to control the tables at the committee and be able to stop things that we don't like. Euthanasia is coming back for a review. That's going to be a really big one. Working around that. Pipeline politics is always going to be a big thing. C69 will bring that back, I'm sure. SNC-Lavalin investigations, those kinds of things, that's going to be what we'll be able to bring back because things that we can find unity with the other parties on, provincial jurisdiction stuff, that kind of thing, you can imagine we can bring those things back to committee and run the table on it.
There's no denying that people are unhappy and in many cases angry with Justin Trudeau in power again. The fact that it is a minority government situation gives people a little bit of hope that it's not going to be a 4-year term if they're trying to get him out as soon as possible. But I asked Arnold that very question. Here's what Arnold had to say.
Is the goal basically to, in a minority situation, bring the government down as quickly as possible at the earliest opportunity?
That's my perception of it, for sure. I know that Albertans are looking for they're looking for their way into this, and in order to do that, we need to ensure that we take over the rest of the country. And if conservatism is born in Alberta, we got to bring it to the rest of the country.
A Conservative MP is saying basically that the Conservative caucus is going to have very little tolerance for this government, and if an opportunity comes to trigger the downfall of that government, they're going to take it. For True North, I'm Andrew Lawton.